Back. I was just deleting some recordings. I was gonna do something real quick before I start streaming again, but I just looked at the time and I've got plenty of time to take care of that. So I'm gonna head back down. Seriously though, someone get rid of the. Are their eyes red? Someone get rid of the demon birds. God damn it! I might look like a demon, but I'm not. Get rid of the. Please, no demon birds in my quarters. Jesus fucking Christ! I don't care. This guy looks like a demon. Let's put some demon-looking birds in there with him. He'll never know. Guess what, bitch? I fucking noticed. Anyways, let's go down the hole. I'm a fan of holes. Not ones that are covered in cobwebs, though. That's a bad sign. I did not make that joke out loud, but I did. What the fuck is down here?
There's no end of it. I could store an army.
I was thinking the same thing. There's literally, I don't even know what is this just for looks? We're gonna put this here just because we can. Oh my god, it's a kitchen. Jesus Christ. There's more? Oh, it goes outside. I don't want to go outside. Go back in. It's there's sun out there. So much better out here. In here. Somewhere. I'm guessing this is like a banquet room. Really? Is that a dwarf? Why is there a dwarven statue in here? Huh. And why is there a giant book? I'm going to pretend that giant book's a biography of my life. And we're gonna read it. Okay. He got all the bitches. There we go. I whispered that for obvious reasons. That's the biography of my life. And he had a really large penis. Okay, that's everything. Oh, I gotta edit it. Seriously though. Okay, we're done. Please. Let's go this way. Whee. Alright. Well, I don't know what that room's for. I don't understand why there's a room, a library there with just a giant book, but I appreciate the detail. Because I'm sure there's someone who's going to play this game and go, why isn't there a library? I'm sure someone will. And for them, there you fucking go. Enjoy your fucking library. Anyways. Let's go down to Undercroft. I almost said Laura Croft for a moment. Oh, what is going on here?
Inquisitor?
What?
The Arcanist has arrived.
You should see for yourself.
Huh? You worry me. The Arcanist is here. Who is it? And what the fuck is that? Huh? What is this? You freaked me out. What the fuck is that? Where's the Arcanist?
Hello there.
What's with this giant lead up? Oh my god, it's a dwarf. My Arcanist is a dwarf?
Well, don't just stand there slack-jawed. Let's figure out what you need.
You're the magical advisor?
You're him, the Inquisitor. I'm Dagna. Arcanist Dagna. It's an honor.
Dagna's from... I told her to go to the circle.
And anchor mark. It's pretty.
Dagna.
Rachel's
She's
pretty
grown
too,
up now.
In a destroy everything sort of way.
Awesome. How's it going? Welcome to the Inquisition,
I
Dagna.
welcome you to the Inquisition and look forward to your contribution.
Me too. I've heard some impossible things. I love impossible things.
Yes, you do.
What's the best to make, well, possible? I've looked at Herod's devices. Precision is fantastic, but typical. Mundane. Old thinking.
It's what now?
No disrespect meant to the classical trades, but You need a new perspective.
Yes, I do.
I've made adjustments. As long as I keep making them, you can craft just about anything. Almost safely.
Investigate. Where did you study magic?
Where does a dwarf go to study magical theory?
Get out. I asked myself that question for years. Turns out, not in Orzammar.
Not in Orzammar,
I
no.
had to start at a circle. I had help, though. A Grey Warden.
Yay!
I'm grateful.
Oh,
At
Dagna. I'm happy she's
Sanction,
doing
I visited
good.
a half-dozen circles. Wonders I've seen. And with an objective eye, I can spot where they overlap. That's a surprise for every teacher. It's a grand tradition, and it works so well with new thinking.
The Grey Warden helped you?
You mentioned a Grey Warden who helped you start your studies?
Not any Grey Warden. The Grey Warden. The hero of Ferelden is a hero in Orzammar, too.
Yay!
It's incredible that someone like the hero of Ferelden would stop to help the little people.
Quite literally, the little
Literally.
people. I like her. The Warden sounds special.
The Warden affected you in a special way.
Talk to anyone, they'll say the same. It was a dark time. There was one light. He saved us. Saved me.
Yo, you must have learned a lot.
Your years of study have paid off.
Oh yes, the mages said I brought a valuable perspective. I've even presented my work to the College of Enchanters. I wanted an exchange. The Surface could learn about lyrium smithing, and Orzammar would gain knowledge of magic. But now there's no college. So far as the Shaper is concerned, I'm castless. So you're getting my best work, Inquisitor. Let's make some great stuff.
Gave up your home?
You gave up so much. Left your home. Was it really that amazing?
Yes. I left my home and my family, but I just knew I could be more than a smith. I wish my people weren't stuck in the past, and I regret that my father couldn't imagine another life for me. But I don't regret what I did.
Enough excitement.
All right, rein it in. You have work to do.
Right, sorry. I get carried away when I think of it. Ready when you need me.
Talk again.
Mind your step for things, Inquisitor.
You were quick to join the Inquisition. Is there something you want?
How could I waste a chance to get close to you? And Corypheus? My goodness. And actual physical rifts in the Vale?
Yep.
Also, dwarves? We don't dream. So, when mages talk about it, I can only, well, dream what it would be like. So there's that, and all the things you'll probably find, and what I'll get to make. The rules are different here. Plus, you're paying me a lot. Like, wow, so much.
Investigate. Let's talk about your title.
What qualifies you to be an arcanist?
I took the title because I'm a magical researcher, philosopher, and master of practical application. And I like it. I can't actually do magic because I'm a dwarf, but that also means no risk of possession. Safer than a mage.
Good
It
point.
means that every skill I have, I've learned through reason and understanding. Coming from the smith caste, I know the value of mastering a craft. Did you know dwarves invented enchanting? Probably.
What are your skills?
What is it you do exactly?
I was born to the forge. That's literal in the smith caste. So the hammer and tongue, that's like a heartbeat. But you've a man for that already, and a good one. I'm here because of my passion for magic. Magical study, magical theory,
Magical
magical
enchantment.
and through it, the manipulation of masterworks. I studied it all with an objective eye. No secrets, no fears. That lets me apply principles like no other. Maybe one other, but I don't have that wonky of a mind, so I still kind of win.
Huh. Tell me about enchanting.
What's the story with enchanting?
Lyrium is the heart. In certain rational patterns, it beats like something alive.
Huh.
That's how I see it. So, a mage can make your weapons do things, but with the right runes, the right rarities, your toys become wonders. It's the one thing mages can't do. It drives them mad. Literally. Dwarves are resistant, so it doesn't affect us. Mostly.
You can make masterworks?
You have the ability to make exceptional weapons and armor. Masterworks?
There's an art to the forge, as well as enchanting. You need an ear for it. And hands. Eyes, too. Nothing bad to say about Herod on that front. He's wonderful. But there's this little more needed. With the right bits, an edge can be more than an edge. Armor can do more than protect. A hue can be just a bit brighter. In short, smithing can be more. In short.
I love what Dagna has turned into. I am so happy I helped her in
One of the
Origins.
top,
Of course.
Oh, you're
Bring me what you
wonderful.
want made, and I'll make sure it goes just right.
It's so awesome. I love that about this game.
Well, how are you?
You
You
notice
seemed
my picture?
impressed by the anchor. What does it look like to you?
I heard what everyone says what you heard Coryphia say. It's a long chain of who said what's. To me, it says key. But keys do a lot of things.
Open,
Open,
lock.
lock,
That's a good
switch.
point.
Some open one thing, some open everything.
Good point, good point.
It sounds like Corypheus made it to open, but it looks like you can use it to close. It may be that simple.
It possibly
Sure
could
is
be.
pretty. Wish I could see through it.
I want something crafted.
Dagna, show me what you can do.
Do you want fire? The first ask is always fire. It's fire, isn't it? Here's how it goes. Bring me the rare stuff for enchanting or masterworks and prep it here, just like normal. Except it's not normal. It's manipulation of primal forces, and I'll make sure it goes just right. You'll see. Let's see together.
Alright, where do I do that? Here? 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 Where do I go to craft a ruin? Explain this to me. I don't know what to do. Hey,
What can I do for you?
Dagna, show...
Here's how it goes. Bring...
let me make that my actual quest so I can tell what I'm doing. Because obviously I'm an idiot. Good job. It told me nothing. Mother. Okay. Can we do it in here? Yeah, I totally did something there. Anyways, I guess I'm done talking to you. The rest of these for Skyhold, if I'm noticing correctly, are... let's talk to Harriet. Hey, Harriet. Or Harriet.
What can I get you?
What do you think of Dagna?
Any thoughts about our new tenant?
You sure she doesn't own the place? Acts like it.
No offense. It needed work.
And fine work she's done to it. And for you. Don't mind me. Been a lot of change lately. Cheery as sugared flowers she is.
Good. Maybe her cheerfulness
I'll
will
be back later.
make you feel better.
I'll be here.
I hope it does. She's adorable, and get along with her, because she's awesome. When I met Dagna, she was, what, barely an adult, I think, back then? I don't think she was. I think she was still a kid, and she wanted to learn magic, but she couldn't, so she wanted to do what she could in the name of magic. And that's what she's done. I'm so proud of her. It's like, I want to go talk to her dad in Orzammar and tell him how wrong he was about his daughter. That's awesome. That's just as good as meeting Hawk, seeing Hawk. I'm guessing I can't go in either of those buildings yet, so, or go to that side at least. So what's down here? More fucking birds. People, get rid of the birds. Seriously. How am I supposed to make this place presentable when only thing are birds? Hello.
Greetings to you, Inquisitor. I am to serve as assistant to any research concerns. You'll find my skills are exceptional. I hope they prove useful.
You're tranquil?
You were made tranquil?
Yes, I am tranquil. It was necessary due to a willful nature that made wielding magic a dangerous endeavor.
Of course.
I remember that being a difficult time, but I cannot remember why. My skills are well used in my current position.
What are your abilities?
How can you serve the Inquisition?
I am to aid in the research of all creatures encountered in your efforts as leader of the Inquisition.
What makes you particularly qualified?
I remember being fond of animals. I don't remember why.
You replaced Where'd she go?
You're taking over the duties of Maeve?
Yes. She said she was needed elsewhere and that I should serve the Inquisition to the best of my ability.
What is she doing?
I wasn't told.
What is your evaluation of how we're doing?
Adequate. Based on the partial improvements to Skyhold.
Alright, goodbye.
As you were.
I already miss her. God damn it. Where did she go? Do I need anything to turn in? No. Anyone else in this room to talk to? Dorian.
Brilliant, isn't it? One moment you're trying to restore order in a world gone mad. That should be enough for anyone to handle, yes? Then, out of nowhere, an archdemon appears and kicks you in the head. What? You thought this would be easy?
I like him.
No, I was just hoping you wouldn't crush our village like an anthill. Sorry about that. Archdemons like to crush, you know. Can't be helped.
Good point.
Am I speaking too quickly for you?
I wasn't. No. Not at all.
You don't need to worry about me. I can keep up.
Yes, I noticed that.
Did you now?
Certainly. If you were a slack-jawed yokel, you'd already be dead.
Good point.
I always assumed the Elder One behind the Venatori was a Magister. But this is something else completely. In Tevinter, they say the Chantry's tales of Magisters starting the Blight are just that. Tales. But here we are. One of those very Magisters, a dark spawn.
They say the Chancellor's lying?
What does the Imperium say started the Blight?
You know how it is. Not us. They say Darkspawn were always there. Magisters and the Blight aren't even related. Is that a surprise? No one wants to admit they shit the bed. But if Corypheus is one of the Magisters who entered the Black City and he's Darkspawn, what other explanation is there?
You were deceived?
Clearly the Imperium has no idea.
The Imperium is a land of lies built upon secrets, built upon falsehoods.
Good point.
I knew what I was taught couldn't be the whole truth, but I assumed there had to be a kernel of it, somewhere. But no, it was us all along. We destroyed the world.
You're not responsible.
You didn't do anything. Those men did, 1,000 years ago.
True, except that one of them is up and walking around right now. Not to mention I have idiot countrymen who would happily follow him down that path again. I have no intention of letting Corypheus win. Not without someone from Tevinter standing against him. It would have been nice if you'd helped stop Alexius. But that's not how things went. So be it. If it's all the same to you, I'd like to stay and help the Inquisition.
You'd fight your own people?
You'd really fight your own countrymen.
Southerners like to think of the Imperium as nothing but slavers and cultists. Why not? That's all you see. But it's not true. Some Tevinters are not only handsome and well-dressed, but rather put off by all that rot. So, I'll happily kill cultists or anyone who thinks a Darkspawn god is the way of the future.
You could be a spy.
What if this is a ruse? The Venatori could have captured you, sent you here.
Rather elaborate, considering they'd need to have assumed you'd escape Haven. But I am the ideal spy. Charming, clever, perfect teeth and hair. It all fits. How about this? Let me help, and you can hang me later, if you wish. I look good in rope.
I so want to make a bad joke, but we'll just
We
do
can
this.
use all the help we can get.
No one will thank me, whatever happens. No one will thank you either. You know that, yes?
I don't need their thanks.
That's not why I'm doing this.
I knew there was something clever about you. All I know is this. Corypheus needs to be stopped.
Couldn't agree more.
Men like him ruined my homeland. I won't stand by and let him ruin the world. Oh, and congratulations on that whole leading the Inquisition thing, by the way.
Alright. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Roderick, that chantry fellow who led us through the mountain from Haven. You know he died, I assume.
Oh.
Got us as far as the camp, and then that was it.
That's bad.
Oh, that's too bad.
I helped him walk. He talked about you quite a bit. He just needed to be sure you were Andraste's chosen. He was terrified of what it meant, if it were true. But in the end, he believed. He asked me to tell you he was sorry.
Thanks for telling me.
It seems he was a good man after all.
Sometimes you discover things where you least expect.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Anyway,
expect
we
that
can
from
talk
him.
about something else if you'd rather.
Why are you really here? Investigate. Tell me about yourself.
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that, yes.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
Don't push your luck.
Let's move on, shall we?
I am the scion of House Parvis, a product of generations of careful breeding and the repository of its hopes and dreams. Naturally, I despised it all. The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy.
Good point,
That's
good point.
Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
Your family is angry with you?
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see?
You don't like Tevinter?
I'm getting the impression you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly, we squander it. We refuse to acknowledge how far we've fallen because pretending is easier. We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
But why do you care?
It just seems so much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues. We are laden with history and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care deeply about everything. We have no reserve, not in war and not in love. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Careful breeding?
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
The great families of Tevinter don't have children. They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest.
Huh.
My mother was chosen for my father because magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
Why not go back?
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters. I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years.
That's very true.
I'm sure some magisters would disagree. But that's why we kill them.
Oh, I like that.
I think I've heard enough.
That's too bad. I never tire of talking about myself.
Alright, tell me about the Imperium.
I'd like to ask you about Tevinter.
Ah, yes. Everyone outside the Imperium always seems quite fascinated by it. Probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. Flying cows over Minrathous. That's madness. All right, that one's actually true, but the cows didn't have wings. I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
Investigate. Do mages truly rule there?
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
Strange? Why are you less qualified to rule than some tart with a fancy crown? Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule.
Huh.
The Magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
Interesting. The Magisterium?
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All mages now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
What about the Archon?
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Even so, he gets to appoint new Magisters, which means all the families vie madly for his favor. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence, let me tell you.
But mages do rule.
If it's a fiction, that means mages do rule, then.
Yes and no. Let me put it this way. Mages do rule, but not all mages are equal. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. Maybe you're even a slave.
Huh.
The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Is that true?
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically, the potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins. So they hold out hope. Someday my son or my son's son will be a mage. Someday. Poor sods don't realize that means he'll be a quaestor at the arse end of the 100 Pillars, at best.
Is that bad?
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing?
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
I want to ask something else.
But let me ask you something else.
Of course.
Investigate. Is blood magic common?
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not
What?
at all.
That's what any Magister would tell you. They'd be convincingly offended by the notion, too.
Oh, okay.
Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
Oh, what do you call it?
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. None of that is done. Not officially.
Yeah, of course.
Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Real blood magic can give you an edge, a leg up against your opponents. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
No Templar intervention. Investigate.
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did, long ago. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient.
Huh.
Nowadays, only the friendless are accused. Most of them probably innocent.
No one disagrees?
There must be some mages who oppose this.
Of course. I do. And I'm not entirely alone. Occasionally, there'll be a magister who makes noise. And then the reform talk begins. All very patriotic. Meanwhile, that Magister will be quietly shunned. Chances are, surprise, it's learned he was a Maleficar all along. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Investigate. The Imperium has Chantry?
There's an Imperial Chantry, isn't there? With its own divine?
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face, like you're urinating in public. But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Is it really that different? Question mark.
Is the Imperial Chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
You have circles?
There are circles of magi in the Imperium?
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. They're academies, prestigious ones. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers.
They don't use lyrium?
Ha! As if there'd be any left for them. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor get dealt with. Mostly they enforce their magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Huh.
Do you really call him the Black Divine?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
A disagreement.
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage. Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance, a blah blah blah. We feel better believing Andraste was one of us. Makes executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war, and we've been feuding cousins ever since.
Your divine is male?
So the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the Sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Good point. Are you religious?
Do you consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry.
Interesting.
It is a relic, whether back home or here in the South. Something from a bygone age desperately clinging to relevance.
Couldn't agree more.
It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I disagree. I don't think the Chantry is irrelevant.
Not to most, no. Perhaps just to me. I'll say this. I may not believe in the Chantry, but I believe in you.
Well, that's nice.
And me.
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
I'm surprised you think that.
You don't seem like the religious sort, to be honest.
If you define religious as sitting in a chantry and listening to a blithering hen tell you how to live, then no.
Good point, good
If
point.
you define it as believing in the possibility that something larger than yourself exists, then yes, by all means. The world is bigger than I, even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe, but I do. The thought of no one at all watching out for us is too frightening.
I want to ask about something else.
Let me ask you something else.
So many questions.
Yeah, I know. There's still two. And this is only like the third guy I've talked to out of everyone I want to talk to here. All right, let's continue.
Anyone who talks about the Imperium mentions slavery.
This will be like a 6-part
It's
thing.
the center of the slave trade.
Ah, that is true.
And did you have slaves?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well. Honestly, I never thought much about it until I came south. Back home, it's how it is. Slaves are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
You think slaves like it that way? Don't be ridiculous.
I didn't say they like it. It's all most of them know. In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out.
Good point.
Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family.
That's a good point.
Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
I suppose not.
I suppose not, no.
I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here. But I suspect you don't know either. Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter excess is the norm.
Could Tevinter be an ally?
I'm wondering if the Imperium would be a useful ally.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't. At least, not officially. They'll disavow all knowledge of dangerous cultists. Secretly, many Magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to chaos in the meantime, all the better.
Is that smart of them?
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help. Surely it could use allies.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what, 200 years off and on? It's a point of pride that we go it alone. They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
But we're not.
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? Don't be silly. The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern Chantry. You may as well be a heathen. I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
That's a good point. That's it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
Why are you really here?
There must be some reason you haven't left. You can't want to stay.
Why? I have to be fond of you to agree with what you're doing. I do think you blunder about, Inquisitor, thrashing like a caged dragon at everything that displeases you. I still believe Corypheus needs to be stopped, and that I need to be here to help stop him.
Why is that so vital to you? There must be a reason.
I'm just whimsical that way. Of course there's a reason. Corypheus was a Magister. He represents everything dark and terrible in my country. I have to help.
Makes sense.
Even if it means I stand on the sidelines watching, I'll do it. I need to know he's defeated. If that's meaningless to you, then tell me to go and I will.
Stay with us.
No, I'm not asking you to leave.
Excellent. Then let's not belabor it further.
Alright, well, I just spent literally 20 minutes talking to him. He talks a lot. God damn it, dude. Anyways, let's go up. Who's up here? Lily fucking Anna. I haven't talked to her at all this game, and she's like one of my favorite characters from the first game. I should... Schmooples! I remember Schmooples. Well, I at least remember the first Schmooples. Oh, this is the rookery. That would explain why it's covered in birds, because it's made for fucking birds. Well, okay. Well then, Liliana, you tell me why your fucking rookery is letting birds out, and then they go to my place. Okay? You explain that to me, and I'll tell you why you're stupid. I'm just kidding, Liliana. I know what they are, dear. I'm not a idiot. You look like one. Yeah. I totally meant that, by the way. Yeah. No, you won't. Go away. I can't.
I'm
Women.
sorry.
So am I.
Wife.
Inquisitor, I was not expecting
Shush.
a visit. You had little
All right,
interest
back
in
to my
speaking
game.
to me
God damn it,
privately
woman.
before. But as dear Josephine says, it's never too late to make a
I
friend.
love you too. I really didn't talk to her at all when we were in Haven. I feel bad.
I hope I'm not disrupting anything.
The commander was just delivering the names of those we lost at Haven. You must blame me for this.
I blame Clariffius.
We all saw who attacked us. We know exactly who to blame.
I keep wondering if I could have done something different. When the first of my lookouts went missing, I pulled the rest back, awaiting more information. If they'd stayed in the field, they could have bought us more time. I was afraid to lose my agents. And instead, we lost Haven.
You care for your men.
You look out for your people. That's a good thing.
Is it? My people know their duty. They know the risks. They understand that the Inquisition may call upon them to give their lives.
Our men are not disposable.
Our people aren't tools to be used and discarded. Your instincts were right. Their lives matter.
Can we afford such sentimentality? What if Corypheus?
We are better than Corypheus.
Oh, I miss Liliana. She's amazing. Let's talk.
Our agents have encountered more followers of Corypheus, these so-called Venatori. Their leader, Calpurnia, has them searching elven ruins. For what, I do not know. I propose we stop the Venatori before they find what they seek.
Who is?
Do you know anything about Calpurnia?
Only that Calpurnia is a name from ancient Tevinter legend. An unusual one. She was a priestess of Dumat, foster mother to the founder of the Imperium. A name like that is meant to assure the Venatori they follow in the footsteps of legends. We must prove them wrong.
Good idea.
I'm pleased to see my spy master is on top of the matter.
I try. These Venatori have been shadowing a merchant called Vicinius on Calpurnia's orders. They've investigated his finances, surveyed his warehouses. I propose that you meet with Vicinius. Flatter him. Find out what he knows of Calpurnia.
Investigate. Tell me about Vicinius.
Vicinius sounds like a Tevinter name.
Born in Tallow. Although he claims to be from Virantium, he sells rare oils and amber, and prefers red wine to white.
What side of the bed does he sleep on?
He's unremarkable. I cannot think why Calpurnia would care.
What if he knows? What if he knows nothing? You know nothing, Jon Snow.
What if Vicinius is as much in the dark as we are?
It never hurts to eliminate an avenue of inquiry. And we should tread lightly with the Venatori. They have contacts and spies, just as we do. The sooner you speak with Vicinius, the better.
You should be forewarned.
We should warn Vicinius that the Venatori cultists are sniffing around.
You'd earn his trust. I'll make arrangements for you to visit his summer home in Val Royeaux. Hopefully, your attention should be enough to pique his interest. We'll have Calpurnia's secrets yet.
Alright, well, when we get back, we'll continue the story. So see you soon. Well, I'm gonna continue talking to everyone in town. We're not gonna continue the story yet.